Hello and welcome to a look at Action Fighter for the Amiga, a SEGA arcade original that was converted by core design and released by Firebird. The plot of this game is that there is no plot. What am I supposed to do with myself? A plotless game, how dare they? But at least it compensates somewhat by having an objective. In the first mission, you are supposed to blow up some U-boats in your motorcycle. It will make sense later on, trust me. You are given a suit of motorcycle and a long stretch of road that you can ride the motorcycle on and shoot stuff. As you ride around shooting stuff, from time to time a SEGA truck will appear and give you an upgrade. Or maybe it will just end up killing you instead, which I will showcase a few examples of here. Yeah, with friends like that, who needs enemies? I do like this one, to be honest. Wonderful. Anyway, the different upgrades you have available is a double shot, a missile thing that is good for taking down helicopters, a rear shot, which is good at shooting stuff behind you, and finally an invulnerability shield thing that will make you invulnerable. Except for against your own stupidity, meaning that if you smack into anything that looks like a solid object, you'll quickly find out that that invulnerability is not accounting for such reckless driving. The main objective when you're racing around in your motorcycle shooting stuff is that from time to time a letter will spawn. If you look at the top middle of the screen, you can see that there's a box with the letter A in currently, and it can contain B, C, D, E, and F. Once you pick up the fourth letter, you will automatically switch to a car, which of course is somewhat more durable than the motorcycle, but also slightly slower. And once you have picked up all 6 letters, once you get to a certain stretch of the road, you will transition into the second part of the stage, which I will get to shortly-ish. Because SEGA likes you to pick up flags, you can find flags on the roads that you can pick up, and that just confers a bonus as you complete levels. You'll be awarded a bonus for however many flags you manage to pick up. The upgrade system is quite nice because the game actually remembers what upgrades you've been given, so you will retain all the upgrades except for the invulnerability shield, but that means of course that once the invulnerability shield expires, if you get yet another upgrade, then you will be given another invulnerability shield, which is a nice little touch. Obviously, if you are to lose a life, you lose all upgrades you may have, so yeah, it requires some decent gameplay ability. We are now transitioning into the second part of the stage where we gain wings and learn to fly. Again, after unbreaking them. Sorry, that was a reference I didn't need. But anyway, the game turns into a shoot 'em up of some description where you have to navigate quite a long stretch of level before you actually reach the objective you're supposed to deal with. And because of the pacing is significantly slower than on the road, this stretch ends up feeling significantly longer than it actually is. Because of course trucks can't drive in water, the SEGA truck is replaced by a Chinook instead, which serves the same purpose but doesn't appear as often even as the normal truck will. So you fly around and shoot stuff, trying to shoot you, and Sometimes you will have a letter appearing on the screen. It can be bonus points, it can be a smart bump, it can be an extra life, and it can be extra shot power, which actually improves your air to ground missile bomb thing, whatever it might be. From a graphical point of view, I think the game looks fairly decent all around. Perhaps a touch on the clean side for the type of game. That being said, certain of the backgrounds on the flying sections can seem almost too coarse, but I can't help but feel that that is by design. The sound effects perfectly fitting for the game, they don't particularly stand out as such, but I do find that the explosion sounds can feel a bit coarse. One thing I very much appreciate is the fact that you have a unique, hard to miss sound effect for when your invulnerability shield fades. The music is very lively, inspired by the arcade original. It's perfectly fine. It's not going to hurt your ears to listen to it, but it's not going to get you out of your chair and start dancing the floorboards down to half thickness. It works, and I'm fairly happy with it as it is. The gameplay is very easy to see that SEGA took some heavy inspiration from Ballymidway's Spy Hunter when they designed this game. But that is not necessarily a bad thing, because Spy Hunter is a fairly decent game for what it is. Many of the mechanics are very similar to Spy Hunter, and the fact that they have added a flying section, which apparently is an inspiration from another game, which I wouldn't know, but that is what I managed to discover by reading this stuff. It still manages in its own way to make it its own thing. The collision detection can be a bit unfriendly, I would say. The gameplay is by and large very challenging, maybe for the wrong reasons, maybe for the right reasons, I don't know. But what I do like about this game is that it doesn't pretend to be something that it isn't. It is just a straight up arcade action game. Nothing more, nothing less. On that note, thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.